Come and join me in self-therapy, a space to heal, just let it be.
Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of Self Therapy. I am your host, Jen, and I wanted to invite you to my safest space where we're just allowed to yap and self reflect. I've been dreaming of having this space and just talking and yapping for so long. And I realized I had been doing it by myself. You know, like those TikToks. And it's like you live by yourself and you're constantly talking to yourself. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for me. I'm like, might as well just record myself and just watch it back and see if anybody actually relates and I'm not crazy. This is my very first video, and I feel like the best thing for this situation is just present myself so you get to know me a little bit and you get to see where this project is heading towards, right? Well, my name is Jen. Actually, my name is Genesis. Genesis. But after I moved to Canada, I just decided to go with my nickname, which is Jen, because Canadians just they don't know how to actually pronounce different names, like different than Johnny and Martha, like different names. And the first time especially when I was in college, I would always get, Janice, Janet, Janice. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's just Genesis. So I decided to go by Jen. In a way, I feel like that also separated me from the person I was when I was living in the Dominican Republic. Because yes, I am from Dominican. I lived until I was 22, 23 in the Dominican Republic, and then I moved to Canada to, fulfill the American slash Canadian dream. So I thought, kind of just going by my nickname, I was just putting that part of myself in the DR, and I was like moving into a new country with a new person and a new personality, which is honestly sounds a little insane. Um, but your cortex, your frontal lobe develops at 25. So I was a little bit immature thinking that just changing my name, I was going to be a different person. When you want to be a different person, it comes with change and it comes with new things, right? So that's just a little fun fact about this new name or new identity I came up with when I moved. Um, as I said, my name is Genesis. I go by Jen. At this point, I kind of like it. It's catchy, it's short, it's fun, it's bubbly. So, Jen, it is. I am 26 years old, about to turn 27, which is insane to me that I'm going to be almost 30 years old. Like, I'm going to be 30. When I was 16, I thought 30-year-olds were so old. Like, you're 30? Like, you're almost a grandma. And now I'm about to be 30 and I feel 16. I swear to God, I don't know what is this psychological phenomenon of being an age and feeling a different age. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But it's just the way I actually feel. Um, I am the youngest of four siblings. So I have an older sister, older brother, older sister, and then me. Um, this is a silly story that my mom usually tells me, but I was not supposed to be born. When my mother had my last sister, the doctor like tied her tubes and like she was not supposed to have any more children, and um so like it was biologically like it was not supposed to happen. And then when she met my dad, whatever, we're from different dads. My mom and my dad, and like they got freaky and stuff, and like my mom had like a tummy ache. She thought it was gastritis, like is that gastritis? Is that how you say it? I don't know. She had like tummy aches, really bad tummy aches. And then she went to the doctor and like they found nothing. And the nurse is like, you know what? Let's do a pregnancy test and let's just see. And my mom was like, there is no way in the world that I'm gonna be pregnant because my tubes are tied. Like, how, like, what's the point? The nurse is like, babe, let's do it. And guess what? There I was against all odds. I I was there. I was brewing and growing. I that Now that I'm talking about this, and I feel like that's the point of self therapies, like you just talk and you just like unveil things that you didn't know you had there. Just the fact that I wasn't supposed to be born, like I biologically my mom was couldn't have children, and then against all odds I'm here, really makes me feel very really makes me feel very grateful that I'm here. Because it's like there's that possibility, like one in a million, that I was not supposed to be here, but here I am, and I've been navigating through life the best I can, and it just feels kind of cool that I'm here. Anyways, as I said, I am the youngest of four. I always feel like the youngest are the cutest, cheekest, funniest, smartest, bestest siblings in the world. Like we just get it. We take a little bit of each of our siblings, and it's like we're the best, and usually we're the cutest, like physically. Like, sorry to my sisters and my brother, but like I feel like I'm pretty cute. It's just the Leo in me, The Leo in me always feels like she's the best, even though sometimes I am not the best, but that's besides the case. Um, I feel like youngest siblings are just such amazing human beings. I had like one of my best friends, she's the youngest sibling. She is so freaking funny. Um, and it's just like a different connection. It's like we see the world through a different point of view because we have grown with so many different people around us and shapes us as well. Um, and as you know, as I just said, me and my siblings are from different parents. So my mom had a first relationship. She had my three siblings, and then I came by accident, not planned. And I was technically the baby of my siblings because when I was born, my older sister was 20, if I'm not wrong. So like she could have been my mother. And we joked so much about this when I was little, like, you're my daughter. Like, if a ugly guy comes to me and talks to me, you say mommy, and then the guy will think that I'm married. And if it's a cute guy, I will say hi, sister. So he will know she's single. Um, and I will say I have an internal debacle with my relationship with my older siblings. That is, I feel like that could be another episode where I can talk about my family and all the relationships and all the wonky and good things. Um, but they were old enough that when I was growing up, like I lived with them for a couple of years, but um I was still little, and then they moved out. So I was by myself a lot of hours of the day. Which is not bad. Like, my parents worked a lot, and I appreciate that, but it really has consequences in the development of kids. Because, and I don't say that because I studied child development and because I work with kids, but because I have my own testimonial, is that how you say it? I have my own experience with that kind of thing. Anyways, as I said, I grew up in the Dominican Republic. I um I love being Dominican, if I'm honest. Like, I know every person that lives in their own country is very proud of their own culture and their identity and how they are and how things are. But honestly, like, I could never imagine myself being from another country. There's moments that I wish I was, like when I was like 18, 19, and I was really into K-pop. I'm like, oh, I wish I was Asian. I wish I was from Korea because, like, I like that stuff. But that's just very immature for me to think at that time. But now that I've grown and that I see like my people, I'm like, oh, we're just so freaking fun. We're so different. We're so silly. We're like party people. We're legit party people. And we're very passionate. I don't know if it's a thing of an island or the heat or like the fact that we're like from Latin America. Like, I don't know what it is, but we're just so like warm and like accepting and like it doesn't matter where we are in the world. If you find a Dominican person, it's just like a immediate link that I live for. Um, I lived in the Dominican Republic until I was 22. If I'm not wrong, I'm not really good at math. Um, and I kind of made the decision of leaving. I was working as a elementary English teacher and my job wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like I wasn't making a lot of money. Of course, I was freshly graduated from college too. Like I studied psychology and um I was freshly graduated. I wasn't doing something around my career, but I was still working with kids because I'm very passionate about working with kids. I feel like my experience as a child shaped me to just be a safe person, a safe space for children, and for them to really, really feel like themselves. Um, so my job wasn't bad, but definitely like a lot of teachers that I worked with had like two or three jobs. I'm like, if I keep doing this line of work, I'm gonna need two more jobs. And like, I hate working. I love making money, but I hate working. I hate having to wake up early. I am a night owl. Like, I don't like waking up early, and I have a weird relationship with people in power. So like, it's just like I wasn't really into what I was going through in my life, although it was just the beginning. Um, so I made the decision of like looking somewhere else. Like I already knew since I was in high school that I didn't want to like grow up and set myself down in the DR because of how corrupt and like hard to live in that country is. So I was either like going to the United States or just looking somewhere else, something else that would inspire me. Um, Thankfully, my best friend moved into Canada and like the city that we live in, and that inspired me and motivated my parents to get me the fuck out of where I was living in. I'm like, I went to visit her, and like, I just loved the city. I thought, really, this is a place where I can develop and evolve because although I was very immature, I always wanted to be a better person. And not in the sense of like, I mean, of course, we all want to be better people, but I just knew that I had so much more to learn, and that, you know, living with my parents and being in this bubble of going to work and coming back home and then going to the congregation and then going back home, and like I was in a very like tedious and boring environment. So I came, I looked at the city, I'm like, this is good. This is good. I see myself here. I was scared out of my mind because I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to wash clothes. I don't know how to use the bus. Like I didn't know so many things. Um but I was just like, fuck it, you know, like I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna think about it because I started thinking about it. I overthink a lot. If I start thinking about it, I'm never going to go. So I just applied for college. I started looking for all the papers that I had to do. I started to looking for place to live. It was during the pandemic too, so it was like, oh my freaking god! Even when I get there, I won't be able to do much, but like I am at least I'm there, you know. So I got approved. I got my visa approved. I got the college approved, and I was like, you know what? I packed two bags and one carry on, and I got out of my parents' house and I just left. I just left. My mom was crying. I don't know if my dad. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry now. uh, why am I crying? I didn't cry then, so I don't know why am I crying now. Um, I just left, and I know that's something that I'm gonna talk about later. But I am so hyper independent, and sometimes that makes me not be empathetic enough of other people's feelings because I'm independent and I can do everything by myself. But not everybody is like that. So I feel, oh shit. It's okay to cry. I just want to talk. I don't want to cry right now. Um and I just feel like that process of me leaving, I was so dissociated from the reality of me leaving my whole life behind and just getting a new identity, a new name, and just being by myself. Um, it was hard, but here we are. 3 years later, we're slaying. We're slaying minimally, but we're slaying. um, so I moved, and then I have learned so many things. So many things. I am. I graduated college. I did 2 years of college, and I've been working full time after that in a very silly work environment. But we are doing what we're supposed to do, and we're working, and we're doing great. Like it's just your coworkers sometimes are a little cuckoo in the cocoa but that's okay. Um, so now I'm currently living in Canada. I am just surviving. If I'm honest, it's not easy as an immigrant, especially an immigrant that doesn't necessarily have a lot of culture around me. There's a lot of Indian people here, and there's like Indian markets and Indian parties and stuff. So a lot of Colombians here. So there's like Colombian markets, Colombian restaurants. So just those little things that my culture doesn't have here, it makes things a little bit harder. Um, but it's like it's not the end of the world. Like, of course, I'm surviving. I'm doing stuff. I'm growing. I'm learning. Um, and that has really made me appreciate more back home. Although I probably will never go back home and live there again. I will probably just go for vacation, and that's fine. Um, it just makes me appreciate so much more going back and spending time with my family and my friends and going to the beach and eating the most amazing food in the world, which to me is Dominican food. Um, so it's just a different point of view that when I left the country, I was running away from it, and I was running away from the economical part, the physical part, the emotional part. And now that I've been living here, working here for so long, it's like, oh, well, back home is not that bad. It's not in my dreams, but it's not a nightmare. It's like, okay, I like it. I'm planning an upcoming trip, and I'm like, I made a whole itinerary of all the things I have to do, and all the people I have to visit, and all the food I have to eat. Because I appreciate it so much more, and the time that I go there, I want it to be really, really meaningful. So, um, that's kind of the story of who I am. There's so many other things. Um, but I feel like this video for now should be good like this. I don't want to overwhelm you with all of my crazy thoughts, my traumas, and my history. Um, Either way, if you stayed this long, thank you so, so much for listening to me. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Also, disclaimer, I know this is called self therapy. I am not diagnosing myself or anybody that relates to the videos and the things that I say. Um, I just wanted this to be a safe space, like I said at the beginning. I just wanted to talk and just say how I feel and kind of like self reflect and be like, well, maybe I do this because I feel this way, or maybe I don't do this because I feel this way. So it's most like a self tape video. It's just a funny wordplay to call it self therapy. But yes, thank you so much. Again, if you really enjoy this type of content and you want to see what the second episode will be about, please subscribe. It's free. Give it a big thumbs up. Write in the comments below what is something like a fun fact about you. Like, what do you like to do in your free time? Or like, what's your favorite childhood memory? Or what's your name? Just anything. Um, yes, I don't know. Thank you so much. This has been Self Therapy. Bye.
Come and join me in self therapy. A space to heal, just let it be. Find your peace and let it flow. Together we'll thrive, take it slow.